Fortnite Battle Royale is a game full of mysteries and unanswered questions. From Kevin the Cube to the Wailing Woods bunker and everything in between, the game is full of secrets and surprises, some of which are pretty popular amongst the community and others, well, not so much. They're pretty hidden. In addition to all of the new features and updates that are added in with each new update, of course, one of the biggest things that Fortnite players look forward to is the map changes, because they are oftentimes the biggest and most exciting changes that accompany every new seasonal update. And when the map changes, new secrets arise. So today we're taking a look at 10 secret locations in Fortnite Battle Royale that you probably didn't know about from our current Season 9 map, and also a few secrets from our previous versions of the Fortnite Island as well. And honestly, who knows, maybe there are still some secrets on the Fortnite Islands that even we haven't found yet. What's up guys, and welcome back to the Simply Fortnite channel, and thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, and if you enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like rating on it. And now without further ado, let's take a look at 10 secret locations in Fortnite that you probably didn't know about. Number 1. The Iceberg Graveyard. The Iceberg biome is one of the more controversial areas on the Fortnite Island because it of course replaced Greasy Grove, which was one of the most beloved points of interest on the whole island. Granted, Greasy Grove is still accessible. By that I mean we can access like 1/10 of the actual town through the frozen lake, but it is still there nonetheless. One thing the Iceberg biome did bring to the map though that is pretty intriguing is the secret cliff edge that houses a tombstone, a tent, and a chest. Now, this little cliff edge is actually located just off of the southwestern corner of the island, and it is only accessible by a zipline from a smaller chunk of iceberg that is broken off of the main island. Of course, in the past we've had this area accessible as well, but let's be honest, seeing as it is relatively hard to access and it's kinda in the middle of nowhere, barely even on the Fortnite Island itself, most people aren't dropping here in any given match, and even more people probably don't even know that the area exists. But if you do happen to be grabbing that fort bite that requires Sentinel on the Adrift Iceberg, you might consider stopping by the first secret location on our list. Number 2. The Chapa Doodle Grave. Oddly enough, the first 2 entries on the secret locations list today both have to do with grave sites and tombstones, and what's even more odd about it is that neither of them belong to haunted hills where you would probably expect to find them. Anyways, our second secret location today is actually located on the very edge of the map, also on a cliffside, much like location number 1, except this secret area is on the polar opposite side of the map in the desert biome, right in between Paradise Palms and the Gus racetrack. Where the island curves in, you'll actually notice a small accessible edge pretty far down that houses one gravestone and a set of tires to bounce on. Now this location actually only exists because of a Mooselk video where he tried to save a random player by the name of Chapa Doodle who was stuck on the ledge. Unfortunately, Mooselk couldn't save Chapa Doodle because, well, he couldn't build down far enough. But now if someone were to get stuck on this ledge, you could actually build down and use the tires to bounce high enough in order to get rescued. It's a pretty neat little spot to say the least, and besides those who do watch Mooselk, probably not a whole lot of people actually know it ever existed. Number 3. The Tomato Town / Tomato Temple Tunnel. Since day one, the Tomato Temple or Tomato Town Tunnel has always had that one secret wall right in the very center of it that housed a chest and an ammo box. But of course, ever since the volcano was introduced, that tunnel was then closed off and it's been a much less visited area. However, that secret wall location does actually still exist, but you do gotta be pretty light on your feet if you do want to access it without taking a dip in the lava river that currently runs right into the tunnel. Most people probably see the tunnel filled with lava and assume it's really not that much of a worthwhile adventure to go inside of it since it is a dead end. But if you do dare to traverse the rocks, you can be rewarded with some decent loot. But bear in mind, if someone sees you go into the tunnel, they can trap you pretty easily inside of it, so proceed with caution. Number 4. The Snowman Face. To be honest, most of you guys have probably walked right past the Snowman Face or even looted the chest that spawned on the face itself, but how many of you have actually noticed what it was? Odds are a few of you might have missed it because it's really only a shape that you can see while gliding in since you're given the bird's eye view of the island. If you are above the snowman though, located right in the very heart of the iceberg biome, you can actually make out 2 very clear eyes and a smile made out of a series of boulders and rocks. And as I mentioned earlier, some chests actually spawn on these boulders, making this secret location pretty good in terms of loot. And seeing as it is pretty deep into the iceberg biome, it is a relatively quiet area in most matches. Number 5. The Wailing Woods Bunker. By and large, one of the biggest mysteries in all of Fortnite Battle Royale history is the Wailing Woods Bunker. Back in, I believe it was Season 3, maybe Season 4, one of those two though, a random bunker appeared inside of Wailing Woods that you could not break and you could not get inside of. And update after update, season after season, this bunker remained untouched and inaccessible. And once Wailing Woods was removed and replaced by the volcano, guess what? The bunker stayed and was actually just relocated to the jungle biome, where it still remains a massive mystery to this very day. You still cannot get inside of it, you still cannot break it, we still have absolutely no idea what this bunker is doing on the islands. Number 6. The Legendary Chest. The Legendary Chest is an odd one on this list because while it is a permanent spawn, it's actually not a permanent spawn, and that obviously is about the most confusing statement you'll probably hear today. What I mean by that is the Legendary Chest can only spawn at the block, but seeing as the block is always changing, the Legendary Chest comes and goes as it pleases. For instance, the Legendary Chest was originally located at the first block location when the block was relocated to the east of Junk Junction, and just last week we also had a Legendary Chest available as well. Obviously, the name implies this chest is filled with some good loot, as when you open it you are guaranteed at least one legendary item, so it is definitely a worthwhile grab, but also pretty secretive. Number 7. The Fork Knife. If you've been around the Fortnite community or just an elderly person who's hard of hearing, you've probably heard the name Fortnite accidentally referred to as Fork Knife. And Epic Games is definitely aware of the meme, as located just outside of Fatal Fields lies an indent in the ground that is indeed of the shape of a fork and of a knife. Ironically, I believe back in Season 8 there was actually an instant kill zone located in the fork knife indent, making this area a little bit less secretive than some, but once again you might not actually recognize it as the fork knife unless you catch it from a bird's eye view. Number 8. The Animals. For some reason, Epic Games loves to build oversized things on the Fortnite islands. We have massive pianos, massive phones, and even massive animals made out of various materials. And of course, over time, we've had a handful of different animals actually located on the map. In the past, we've seen a crab, a turtle, a rabbit, a llama, a pig, a fox, and also a fish all built on the island in random locations. And to this day, we have no idea why the island is basically a massive petting zoo. Number 9. The Tilted Towers Ruins. To the dismay of many with the unvaulting event, the volcano eruption completely decimated Tilted Towers, leaving the city in ruins. And now with a fresh Neo-Tilted in its place, the ruins of Tilted Towers are a thing of the past. Except for a couple of ruins that somehow made their way to Junk Junction, like for instance the Clock Tower, which can be found in the very corner of Junk Junction, forever marking Tilted Towers on the map. Number 10. The Golden Zones. With the brand new addition of the loot carriers, Fortnite Battle Royale was also introduced to hotspots, which is what you'll actually see marked on the map with a golden name. These hotspots change every single game, and at the start of every match you'll actually notice a certain point of interest, or perhaps multiple points of interest, with a golden name. That area, or those areas, are going to be the hotspots, which add in high tier loot thanks to the brand new loot carriers, which can be shot down or knocked out of the air, and in turn give players some great weapons and items. These golden zones of course instantly become hot drops due to the increased chance at good loot, but it is a nice little secret to know that where the gold name lies, so does the action and so does the loot. And there you guys have it. Those are 10 secret locations in Fortnite Battle Royale that, well, you probably didn't know about. With that being said, that does effectively wrap things up for today's video. Make sure to let us know down in the comments below what your favorite spot is to land at here in Season 9 of Fortnite Battle Royale. Personally, I'm all about dropping on or near one of the new sky bases to gain that easy height advantage and see who I can pick off from above. Of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like on it, give it a big old thumbs up as it would be much appreciated. And if you are brand new here to the Simply Fortnite channel, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll never miss another upload. Of course, by joining the notification squad, YouTube will actually send you a message letting you know we've gone live every time we post a new video. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.